Hello, and welcome to 5-Minute Math. Today we are looking at the Algebra 1 concept of graphing functions and identifying features. This is standard A.3C in the great state of Texas, and we are using item number 15, which is a new item type called hot text, off the Redesign Practice Online STAAR test. If you haven't done so already, please go ahead and take a moment to pause the video, work this problem out on your own, unpause it, and we will look at our answers together. All right, so we have a graph of a linear function. We need to find both the slope and the y-intercept. Now, we have hot text here. Now watch this. You can actually use the same answer twice, so you don't necessarily have to have different answers. And you have to select both answers, so let's say I just try to get away with one. There is going to be an error message that says you have not answered everything. It will let you move on if you want to, but then you're going to have a problem when you try to submit the test. So let's make sure we get both answers here. And let's go and open up our graph draw feature so we can write all over this. And let's increase our transparency so that grid is not sitting on top. All right, so what are we looking at here? We've got a graph of a linear function. And we need to find the slope and the y-intercept that best represent this. Okay, so let's identify those two real quick. So our slope, remember, if we get stuck on the slope, right, we actually have our reference materials here that we can pull out. And our slope is going to be right there at the very bottom, right? M, the change in y over the change in x. Right, most of us just think of the rise over run, and that's fine. That's a good way to kind of keep that in our brain. So let's identify this slope. We want to know for every x that gets changed, right? So I want to change for just one x so I can turn it into a whole number. So I'm going to start, let's just start right here, okay? So I know it's going to be a positive slope because it's moving up when I go left to right. If it ever moves down from left to right, like sometimes you get a slope that is like this, right, that's going to be a negative slope because it moves down. So I know it's going to be a positive slope, which means, right, these are going to be my three possible answer choices. So my next point is going to be right here. And I'm looking for, that's going to go over 1, right? So how many did I go up? I went up 1, 2, and then over 1. So that's a rise of 2, and then a run of a positive 1. Let's see if I can continue that. So rise of 2. Yep, that looking good right there. Rise of 2 and a run of positive 1. All right, so if it's 2 over 1, right, and then it looks like my slope is just going to be 2. For every x change of 1, I'm going to get a y change or rise change of 2. And if I wanted to, I could plot some of these points, right? And I could do, let's say this is 4, 4. And this is going to be a 2, 0, like right here, right? You could plug this into your y sub 2, y sub 1, x sub 2 minus x sub 1, if we really wanted to. But I don't think there's a need because it looks like it's pretty obvious there. We've got that 2, but we could plug those in if we needed to. So our slope is 2. Now we need to find, we can use 2 again if we really wanted to. Let's find our y-intercept. So what is the y-intercept? So the y-intercept, well, if we're looking at the slope-intercept form, they don't give it to us, but that'd be easy, right? That's the y equals mx plus b. We can find the b, that's your y-intercept. But it's where, and unfortunately, you're not going to find this definition on your mathematics chart or your reference material, but it's where the line crosses, the line in this case represents the function, the y-axis. So it intercepts the y-axis. And it looks like that happens right here. And so it always has an x value of 0, and then my y value is going to be negative 4. That's the actual coordinate, but we'll typically just refer to it as its y value. Just because we know the x value has to be 0 if it's y-intercept, so it's going to be negative 4. So there we go. Let's move this down here, and that's our answer.